denying Donald Trump's co-defendants, Waltine Nauta, as well as Carlos de Oliveira, access to classified records. One of the things that should be noted is Judge Aileen Cannon's denial of Trump's request to have his lawyers access the CIPA Section 4 filings does not mean that Judge Aileen Cannon will ultimately reject Donald Trump's lawyers from gaining access to the underlying classified records. But for now, what she is rejecting is Trump's lawyers having access to the filings themselves, to the submissions filed by special counsel Jack Smith, stating why these classified records should be withheld or deleted or substituted and not turned over to Donald Trump. So we've seen now Judge Cannon issuing a few rulings against Donald Trump. And while this didn't seem like it would be a difficult ruling for Judge Aileen Cannon, or let's just say any other judge, to make in this position. Judge Aileen Cannon has demonstrated that time and time again, she has not followed the law. So for her to rule against Trump like here is very, very interesting and noteworthy. Also, this follows a number of ex parte hearings where Judge Cannon met with Trump's lawyers, Carlos de Oliveira and Waltine Nauta, Trump's co-defendants' lawyers, and then met with special counsel Jack Smith. So I think it's one of the first time Judge Aileen Cannon actually saw what this classified material was that special counsel Jack Smith's team was requesting be deleted or withheld under CIPA, the Classified Information Procedures Act. So it could be something that is just so jarring, like nuclear codes, nuclear material, war plans, and things like that, that it even made Judge Aileen Cannon pause. Let's take a look at her order right here. This is an order denying defendants' motion for access to special counsel's CIPA Section 4 filings. Of course, we predicted here on the MeidasTouch Network that this would follow, given that in her order denying Waltine Nauta and Carlos de Oliveira, Trump's co-defendants, access to CIPA Section 4 material, she did state there would be a forthcoming order denying all defendants' motions for access to CIPA Section 4 submissions. Now, CIPA Section 4 says that the government may withhold documents, classified documents, from a criminal defendant unless there could be made a showing that classified documents are both relevant and helpful. And a judge is supposed to serve as a gatekeeper in making that determination, because certain documents are so highly classified that they, unlike other forms of discovery, can be withheld in the interest of national security, provided the judge doesn't make the determination of relevance, plus that these documents are helpful. And also, the criminal defendant, in almost all circumstances, never do they get to participate in an adversarial way in these ex parte hearings with the government, nor does a criminal defendant ever get access to CIPA Section 4 motions. And that's precisely what Trump was asking that his lawyers gain access to. Judge Aileen Cannon rejects that, but I do want to be clear that Judge Aileen Cannon has not rejected yet, nor has she granted yet, a potential concept of turning over classified documents to Donald Trump. She has not made that ruling at this point here. So here's what she says. She goes, "This cause comes before the court upon defendant," meaning Trump's and his co-defendants, "access to CIPA Section 4 filings. The special counsel filed consolidated responses in opposition, to which defendants filed replies. The court conducted several sealed hearings during which arguments were made and raised in defendants' motion for access. The court heard positions from special counsel Jack Smith. Upon careful review of the motions, the special counsel's response, and defendants, including Donald Trump's response and reply to the various filings, defendants' motions are denied. The court says, although the import of special counsel's position effectively changes the unambiguous discretionary language of SEPA Section 4 into a prohibition on adversarial litigation in this context, and although defendants raise compelling arguments in favor of exercising judicial discretion to permit attorneys' eyes-only access to the SEPA Section 4 filings under the circumstances of this case, the court ultimately denies defendants' motions after concluding, based on a thorough review of the special counsel's instant SEPA Section 4 submissions, that it can fairly resolve the SEPA